I want to quickly talk to you about Prialto, and of course, we are speaking about virtual assistants. So, in today's conversation, I want to review Prialto and see if their virtual assistants are really worth it this year. So, here is a synopsis I want you to pay attention to. So, when you think about Prialto, I want you to think about a company that has been in existence for many years now. So, we love that. And we love the fact that they're constantly trying to provide top quality assistance. And sometimes sometimes they do a good job. Sometimes they do a less than good job. In other words, you have an 80 to 85%, we would say, approval ratings. Okay. And the cool thing is that Prialto's managers will evaluate your needs and create a plan before actually allocating a VA to you, because the whole thing is that they will first have a kickoff call with you to have a clear idea about what you need, and based on your needs, based on your vision, based on your mission, based on your operational perspective, they will say, we think this person or that person will be a better fit for you. They always have a backup, so they'll have a primary VA for you, and they'll have a secondary VA, a backup VA, just in case something happened with the primary VA. And so Prialto's assistants handle your emails, schedule phone calls and meetings, and they can also deliver reminders, manage your campaigns, and help with sales and marketing support. If you are hiring for an organization, Prialto's staff can usually take on bookkeeping, CRM management, and professional networking support for executives. Now, when I talk about bookkeeping, don't expect too much though. Debits and credits, that's totally fine, but don't expect for more. They're not giving you like a US GAAP accounting. They're not doing financial reporting. They're not doing balance sheet. They're not doing cash flow statement. They're not doing that complicated, that level of sophistication. No, but they can do the basics. Okay, that's really an important element to really remember. But what we love about the Prialto is that they're really fast, and they can adapt to every situation. Okay, and Prialto will train their VAs to make sure that they respond to your request, and they cover the foundations of a small business. They offer sales, operations, and administrative services. So when you think about that, you think about an all-in-one service. That's fantastic. So what are the pros and cons of Prialto virtual assistant? So when we think about this company, of course, no company is perfect. They have a lot of pros, a lot of advantages, but they do have some cons, some disadvantages also. I want to first talk to you about the positive aspect of Prialto. So you're able to have a VA that provides sales, operations, and admin services. There is no charge to the clients for VA software training, so they will train the VA free of charge. So that, because the bottom line is they want a VA that's ready to actually kick ass. They want a VA that that's really cognizant enough when it comes to your operational vision. And they have expertise in many of the most widely used software programs, from Salesforce all the way to Zoho CRM, for instance. And so Prialto VA is a great company for developing relationships. They have a broad range of tasks. They cover a broad range of tasks. And you have a straightforward pricing. I will speak about pricing later on. You have tech-savvy VAs, so that's really good, especially if you deal a lot with automation. You are trying to automate several parts of your work streams. You have backup assistance available. That's what I told you a little earlier, that you have the primary VAs, and then you have the secondary or backup VAs. So long story short, don't forget that Prialto is your go-to VA company for sales, operations, and administrative support. So that was a non-exhaustive list of the pros. What about the cons here? Well, membership starts at $14.50 per month. I'll speak once again about pricing later on, but I just want to give you a brief idea about pricing, so you're not really shocked or scared when you actually hear the numbers. $1,450 per month. VAs do not work on federal holidays, so if you are in an industry where you want the VA to work round the clock, not the same VA, but a VA to work round the clock, you're not going to have that with Prialto. And basically, this is not particularly affordable based on the pricing, and they don't have US based VAs. I mean, they have VAs, they source VAs geographically from the whole world. So this is something to really expect. I want to talk to you now about the pricing. So when we talk about the pricing, you have to really understand that basically Prialto has what they call units. So they actually bill you based on units. And it's important to really understand that when you choose a unit, you have to really, there is no rollover possible, okay? So Prialto's pricing plans are member driven. So yourself, 55 hours of monthly support, month-to-month agreement, and $14.50 per unit per month. Unit, that's yourself. And your team, more than 3 members. So we're speaking here about more than 165 hours. So that's, if you multiply, that's about 55 times 3, 55 hours times 3, right? So we're speaking about more than 165 hours per month. But again, here we are speaking about $14.50 per unit per month. So unit per month, unit, and that's actually the member. Your organization, in other words, more than 8 members, we are speaking about more than 440 hours per month, pricing to be quoted depending upon the needs of the organization. And this is where you have to call Prialto to have a kickoff call, or at least an onboarding call. But what we love about Prialto, I think I've said this before, is that you have quality assurance. That's just fantastic. They train their VAs free of charge. You don't have to spend any money. You just get quality. That's really cool. And there is no free trial though. If you really want to try the service before buying, no, they don't have that. And the VAs are not US based. I said this before, but I want to repeat it because a lot of our viewers expect US based VAs. So if you expect US based VAs, you're not gonna have that through Prialto. Okay. So the bottom line here is what? Because Prialto can establish a team environment for clients, it can serve the bigger needs for entire teams and organizations. The big question is you got to really see a good causation, if you will, between cost and rewards. So there has to be a positive ROI. The return on investment should be really good. But long story short, Prialto recruits, hires, trains, and manages all assistants. The assistants are full-time W-2 employees of Prialto, and most are college graduates, and the company boasts a 97% retention rate of both employees and clients. So that's kind of high, especially in the VA industry. That's really high, and sort of a welcoming development as well. I want to talk to you about the value added. So when we think about Prialto, what kind of value added should you be thinking about? Well, Prialto actually adds a lot of value because it provides remote administrative assistance to executives, entrepreneurs, and businesses. And its virtual executive assistant services are curated and managed from Prialto's headquarters in Portland, Oregon, with creative insights from their global staff in Asia and Central America. So most of their VAs, if not all of their VAs, are in Asia and Central America. And so Prialto actually calls itself the virtual support service for executives. And so they promise that their dedicated Prialto assistant PAs will work for your business and put your business forward. Okay. So this is an important element to think about. So when we talk about the value added here, they add a lot of value across multiple work streams. For example, Prialto's virtual assistants use client tools and technology to provide supports for tasks like calendar management and scheduling. So that's an important element. You have CRM, data management and cleanup. You have document production and management. You have website maintenance and updates, and you have back office operations. So that's really that's a good scenario there. And so when we talk about their value added, they add a lot of value to all kinds of industries. Okay, we're talking about venture capital firms, for instance, especially the firms who want to leverage partners' time, entrepreneurs starting or scaling their businesses, executive teams at mid-market and enterprise businesses, high-performing sales leaders, for instance, and that's really cool. And based on our research, we've seen that industries that have gravitated towards Prialto include venture capital firms, venture backed startups, outside sales driven businesses like real estate and insurance, executive teams at publicly traded and Fortune 500 companies. So that's kind of cool. And most customers are up and running and loving it in about 2 weeks. I mean, we have seen 2 to 3 weeks. Some cases could be longer, but usually it's around 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks on average. Let's talk about the process here. When we talk about the Prialto virtual assistant, what kind of process do you have? How does it work? How does the whole thing work? So let's talk about getting started. So Prialto's team leverages best practices that they have actually called over the years. And basically, they have gained a lot of experience and support experience across multiple industries. So they have developed and trained all kinds of assistants. And so it really depends on what you're looking for. But getting started, everything can go real fast. They have the foundational skill set to kind of help you real fast. In terms of security, Prialto's team works in secure offices on its own IT system with complete security processes in place, while other virtual assistants might work out of their home or on their own computers in outside the home. So Prialto really retains that level of exclusivity there. You have a proactive approach here. So Prialto actually is focused on offloading processes to improve your business's productivity and being proactive on your behalf, which really, when you think about it, you are able to empower your admin to strategically pull your workflow forward, right? That's really cool. You have a real-time and phone support also. So Prialto's team is on call throughout your service hours and provides you a phone number you can call for direct access to your assistant. So if your assistant, by the way, is not available, one of his or her team is backing him or her up. So you always have this backup process, primary VA versus secondary VA. So Prialto or personal assistants often make and field calls on your behalf via a local phone number that Prialto provisions on your behalf. So no need to actually pay for the local phone number there. You also have scalability. So because Prialto works as a team, documents all your processes, and is focused on constant process improvement, the service can quickly scale with your organization. So in home-based models, for instance, each new executive may need a new assistant which works separately instead of as a team, right? So Prialto assistants work side by side so that they can share knowledge and continuously improve their service. And that by improving their service, they're also improving your service. You also have backup and continuity. So Prialto's team-based approach means that at any time, 4 to 5 other teammates across its 3 offices know your processes, which are documented in the Prialto system. So this is kind of cool because you are able to minimize your downtime if an assistant is out on vacation, sick, or leaves the company. So if you hire directly through Upwork or another home-based platform, you may be left on the hook to replace your assistant and retrain a new person from scratch. So things to really be, at least be aware of. I want to talk to you about the differentiators. So when you think about Prialto versus others, you need to really understand that Prialto really focuses a lot on quality, trying to really train their staff members. They focus on security, making sure that your data is secure, but also their data is secure. They work out of secure offices, so that's really an important element. And the first virtual assistant that we have, the first differentiator that we love with Prialto is the fact that they have managed virtual assistants. Okay, and this is kind of cool. And when we talk about managed virtual assistant, it just means that their virtual assistant are quote unquote managed. In other words, their team provides ongoing support and training to their virtual assistants in an effort to continually improve their services. So this is kind of cool. And what about the second differentiator, the services offered? So the thing is that their services are kind of the services run the whole gamut. You have sales support, you have time management, you have workflow management, you have data entry, you have inbox management, you have relationship management. So that's really an important element because in addition to all of these things, their assistants can help manage other recurring and one-off tasks such as travel planning, expense reports, scheduling social media posts, research, and more. And so this really gives you a clear idea about what's really happening here, that you are able to get things done a lot faster. And that's what you want. And we also love the fact that the third differentiator for Prialto is the pricing. Of course, I spoke to you about the pricing letter. I spoke to you about the pricing. For a small business, this pricing might be a little high, but when you really incorporate all the hours that go into the number of hours, 55 hours, for instance, you're able to say that normally it's not really that expensive, especially when you think about the fact that you're not really hiring this person full time and you're not paying taxes on their behalf. So the big question is Prialto virtual assistant worth it? Well, our answer is very simple. Yes, Prialto is definitely worth it. Prialto is not a scam. Prialto is a safe company. They're based in Portland, Oregon. They've been in business for many years now. This is a legit business that really has put in place a whole set of security protocols, ethical protocols, but also operational protocols to make sure their VAs are delivering to executives, to small business owners, and also to all kinds of constituencies. Okay, so Prialto, in that sense, is really not a scam. It's a legit company, and it's safe. Should you get it? That's another question. Should you get Prialto? Is it worth it? Prialto. Bottom line is Prialto is worth it. But the question is, should you personally get it? Should you get it on for your business, for yourself? If you are really busy, you have no time to actually manage your calendar, you want to have a VA to manage your calendar. We think that Prialto is actually a better if you are an executive or you have a small team. So you got to be a business owner. If you're an individual, if you're a freelancer, for instance, there are other VA services out there that are cheaper, because Prialto wants to position itself as a VA service for the executives, which means that they will charge a little more. I mean, you saw this in the pricing. So as long as you can fork over $1,500 every month for 55 hours because you will be one unit, then it is really worth it. Because when you think about the value added, in other words, you are able to free up more time so you can allocate your resources to more productive ventures, then it's really worth it because you are able to make more money over time. So it's all about reorganizing yourself and making sure that you are using your time appropriately. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Let's do a recap here. So in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Prialto, and I give you the synopsis, the pros and cons, the pricing, the value added, the prices, the differentiators, and whether or not this service is worth it. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.